I sit in front of the mirror, in front of my reflection, looking at myself. When did I last look, just look, without doing? I move closer to the mirror and look. Me, my face, my reflection, myself. What does it have? Eyes, nose, ears, the usual fleshy features, and yet somehow they are mine and mine alone. It reads my background, of my heritage, family traits, my mother's eyes, my father's strong jaw perhaps. My face is an inheritance, wanted or not. I have made my own mark, taken possession of what is mine, of what is me. I have adorned myself. Pierced holes, painted colours, tattooed images, emphasised features, cut, shaved, trimmed, or made the conscious decision to do none of the above. Either way, it was my choice and I made it. I did it to my face, to myself. But I did not always know me. As an infant, I did not recognise my face, myself. I played with my reflection as a playmate, fascinated as we moved in tandem with no clue as to why. This face is strange, new and interesting, until I come to the realization that it is merely me. I lose interest in myself, in favour of new discoveries whose actions are less predictable. Later on, interest is regained. I obsess over myself. I pore over my image, at what people see when they look at me. Unknowingly, he desires himself. What he has seen, he does not understand, but what he sees, he is on fire for. And the same error both seduces and deceives his eyes. Fool, why try to catch a fleeting image in vain? What you search for is nowhere. Turning away, what you love is lost. What you perceive is a shadow of reflected form. Nothing of you is in it. It comes and stays with you and leaves with you if you can leave. He asks, has anyone ever loved more cruelly than I? I am he. I sense it. I am not deceived by my own image. What I want, I have. My riches make me poor. Oh, I wish I could leave my own body. Strange prayer for a lover. I desire what I love to be distant from me. But unlike Narcissus, I do not always love what I see. In my adolescence, if I bemoaned my appearance, I was told by my elders that I would grow out of it or grow into it, that this was just a phase I was going through. And so I would wonder what this future face would look like. I would long for the time when I would reach this pinnacle and become the vision of my finished self. But instead, it never stops. It continues to develop in a constant state of evolution. But what if I could pause it? He had uttered a mad wish that he himself might remain young and the portrait grow old, that his own beauty might be untarnished and the face on the canvas bear the burden of his passions and his sins, that the painted image might be seared with the lines of suffering and thought. Surely his wish had not been fulfilled. This portrait would be to him the most magical of mirrors, and when the winter came upon it, he would still be standing where spring trembles on the verge of summer. However, it is not so. I do not have a portrait like Dorian Gray. Youth does evade me, and I become tarnished, my life visibly documented with each blemish. I have a scar, accidental or self-inflicted, permanent lines on my forehead, one for each of my children. The shadows beneath my eyes from years of long hours working or late nights drinking. The crow's feet from laughing with loved ones, or tight contortions that show my resistance to the inevitable. I had admired the perfect forms, their grace, beauty, and delicate complexions. But how I was terrified when I viewed myself in a transparent pool. At first I started back, unable to believe that it was indeed I who was reflected in the mirror. And when I became convinced that I was in reality the monster that I am, I was filled with the bitterest sensations of despondence and mortification. When I encounter the faces of others and catch their eye, I automatically smile in an unspoken exchange. But when I am confronted with this face, I am met with a scrutinizing stare, darting its focus from imperfection to imperfection, accompanied by harsh observations that only I can hear. Am I to understand that this severest of gazes is my own? I sit, in front of the mirror, in front of my reflection, looking at myself. Although is it myself? The self is a vast thing to behold in the face alone. There is a white hole in the wall, a mirror. It is a trap. I know I am going to let myself be caught in it. I have. I go over and look at it. I can no longer get away. It is the reflection of my face. Often in these lost days I study it. I can understand nothing of this face. The faces of others have some sense, some direction. Not mine. What is this mirror? Is it a portal or a mockery? It is not even fully accurate, as the image I see is directly thrown forward onto the glass canvas, horizontally inaccurate, a backwards double, a parallel self. Who are they? Who are you? I draw my face closer until it touches the mirror. The eyes, nose, and mouth disappear. Nothing human is left. It is a geological embossed map, and in spite of everything, this lunar world is familiar to me. Can I separate myself from my face? Am I stuck within Sartre's mirror trap, entranced as Narcissus, appalled as Frankenstein, or resisting like Dorian Gray? I would like to take hold of myself. An acute, vivid sensation would deliver me. I glue myself against the looking glass. I stare at myself. I disgust myself. One more eternity. Finally, I flee from my image.